Okay, hi, Smark City here. We've got a pay-per-view preview for you. Wow, that was a great intro, guys.
5 stars.
Well,
Congratulations.
5 stars, 5 stars. Okay, so Drew, say hi and tell people about yourself, like
Well,
you're in
hello. My
kindergarten.
name my name is Drew Nicholas. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I'm 25 years old. I love romantic walks on the beach.
Jesus Christ.
I love movies. Really into a good taco.
Okay, Zen, aka Chris, what's up, man?
um, yeah, I'm Chris. I like wrestling. Let's do this.
Yay. Okay,
So
awesome.
unromantic.
Well, hey, it's what is it? 10 at night, 9 at night, 7 at night for Chris. Whatever. Anyway, so Money in the Bank's happening this weekend, and it was an 8-match card. Now it's a 10-match card, including the pre-show. And we were gonna just try to run down the list, see what we think's gonna happen, see what is the important stuff, and hopefully make some predictions and all that jazz. Yeah. Anyway, the two matches that were added for the pre-show are the Golden Truth versus Breezango and the Dudley Boys versus Lucha Dragons. So let's talk about Golden Truth Breezango first. I think we all know. I think I know who we all want to win. What do y'all think? Drew, start for me.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Hold on one
You
second.
hear this? That's the dirt being shoveled up.
Oh, get over it.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
No, I know I've said that the Breezango are going to get buried, but they're not going to get buried. They're just going to lose.
You see, for a second there, I was like actually like listening. Like, what is it? What's happening? Fucking shovel. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Zent, what do you think, man?
I do think Breezango's going to lose here.
I hate this. Y'all are making me sad. Stop.
It's totally unfortunate, but that's who I want to have win. They are way more entertaining than Golden Truth. They missed out on that by like a month or two.
Yeah. I think the heel team has more potential just because they need good heel teams too, and not only that, but they're awesome. So. Hey.
The beauty shot to the leg drop is a pretty awesome combo too.
Have they even done it yet? I don't think they've even done it yet.
You know it will be.
They need to, yeah. The beauty shot with the what does Fandango even have a name for that? God, talk about. God, okay. I don't even know if he has a name for it, which is hilarious considering he's been there for 3 years. Yeah, I want Breezango to win. I'm actually going to pick them because I don't. I've heard reports that they're actually high on Breezango, but the problem is the Golden Truth now have a shirt out for some fucking reason.
Well, Breezango had matching ring gear.
They do, and it's Smurf fur. If y'all didn't know,
It's what?
Smurf fur.
Oh,
According to them on a Facebook Live video that I sent y'all and neither of you watched apparently. Fucking assholes.
Whoops.
me on Facebook.
Yeah, it was on Facebook. They did
Yeah.
a Facebook Live on, I think it was Tyler Breeze's Facebook account. You guys are mean. Anyway, I hope they win. If Golden Truth wins, I'm just going to be sad. I don't think anybody think that's a good idea. It's not even, like, for most babyface teams, there usually is, like, some momentum behind them. There's not even momentum behind them. It's just, they're just there, you know? And they, like, made this thing a 6-month thing, and then they've just lost. So, like, what? Who cares, right?
Well, remember, there's somebody who likes them, and that would be the guy that's wearing the unicorn headband in my picture.
Inappropriate response.
Jesus. Anyway, if Breezango wins, I'm going to be really happy. If anything else happens, I'm going to be very sad, and we're just going to ignore it even happened. So just like I'm ignoring talking about them at all for the rest, because now we got Dudley Boys versus Lucha Dragons. Why is this happening? Somebody
Where did
answer
this
that.
feud even come from?
I don't know. Anyone want to talk about it?
Nope.
No.
Oh shit! Seth Rollins has a new shirt. Sorry, don't. I was looking at this shop because I wanted to see the new.
You're not even the Seth Rollins guy here.
I know, but it's a cool shirt. And there's a certified G baseball jersey. Oh my god, that's cool too. It says 0 dimes on the back because, of course. Oh my god, I'm sending y'all this Golden Truth shirt. Look at this shit.
D is chiming in, and he's saying Fandango's leg drop is called The Last Dance.
Well, okay.
That
They
makes
could have done better on that too.
By the way, for those who are listening or listen in the future, there's a fourth square here that says D, but unfortunately his microphone is not working.
Yeah, I didn't introduce him because the poor microphone's not working. We're gonna get him in here eventually. So, this is the test run, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
We got Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Yay.
I like how we just ignored Dudley Boys and Lucha Dragons.
I'm not predicting or calling or wanting anything there.
I just want the Dudley Boys to go away. They were cool for like a month because it was like, okay, cool, the tag team scene needed some help, and now they've got like 6 extra new teams. They're talking about calling up American Alpha. Revival ought to be called up. TN61 should be called up. We don't need them anymore. So let's get them out of the picture, okay? Okay. Yeah, keep going. Barry Corbin, Ziggler. What'd you guys say?
Well, apparently this feud is getting serious now because they're not on the pre-show anymore.
Oh my god.
They should not be fighting again because God 50-50 booking needs to die. And it never will, unfortunately.
Never ever.
But Baron Corbin should win. Don't care about Dolph Ziggler. Moving on.
I think Baron Corbin should win, but at this point, any life he had has been sucked dry already. Like, okay, so what's next for Corbin after he beat Ziggler? Like, I don't even know. Is there anyone he should even feud with? Y'all have anything in mind?
I'm going to go back to Goldberg.
Goldberg. Goldberg versus Corbin.
We need a payoff to that Hatch bullshit, and Goldberg losing to Baron Corbin would be phenomenal.
Oh, it's not gonna happen.
That's
I mean,
another uninspiring match on this card.
Yeah, I mean, I just
only because we've seen it 1,000 times already.
There's such a polarity on this card. You've got some that just don't matter and some that really matter, and there's no in between. There's no like mid card to this. It's just trash and awesome. So
it doesn't feel like one match is going to lead to the next one at all, emotionally or in any way, shape, or form.
No, I mean your job is just to have fun with your buddies until the end of the card, where you're like, okay, sweet, 4 matches back to back to back to back that are awesome, and until then, just whatever. But yeah, I don't even know who Corbin fights. I guess someone like Kalisto or something like that. I don't know. Sami Zayn maybe. Did he ever feud with Zayn ever? I don't think so.
I think Zayn's a little too big for Corbin at the moment.
Yeah, I do, but like, who else would it be? It would be like a mid-carder, and the babyface mid-carders are who? Ambrose, Zayn, Cesaro, Kalisto. Who else? I don't know.
Baron Corbin and The Miz would be a good matchup.
Yeah, but I don't know if they'd want to do 2 heels. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know who you got left. I don't know.
I think Baron Corbin and Kalisto would be a good feud.
I think that'd be a good one.
They can split up the Lucha Dragons, though.
Well, I feel like they kind of need to do that anyway. The Lucha Dragons are kind of like the lowest on the totem pole of babyface tag teams, you know?
Yeah, they're as low as the Dudleys right now.
They're lower than the Dudleys.
And that's probably why they're facing each other.
Yeah. Anyway, so enough of that. I think we all have.
Baron Corbin, just because I like seeing Dolph Ziggler lose.
I think Baron Corbin wins. I think Ziggler needs to move on to something else. I think Corbin needs to move on to something else, but I think Corbin gets the last laugh here. So that leads us to another match that this one at least has a story, so it's something compelling maybe. Is Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. Now Sheamus is basically apparently turned into one of those guys who now just hates the new era and is trying to take out anybody associated with the new era, and apparently Apollo Crews is the new era. So, and then apparently Crews and Big Show are friends. I don't know. But
real quick, that first segment that Big Show and Apollo did together made me think Big Show would be a really good manager.
He would be. Yeah, he totally would be.
like a really enjoyable segment, and I haven't seen that from him in forever. I've been
Yeah.
so ready for him to leave. It's ridiculous,
That's a really good idea, actually.
I like Big Show. I don't like seeing him wrestle.
right?
That makes sense? Like, I like him. I just don't want to see him wrestle. I'd rather watch somebody else wrestle.
Right. And as a manager, he can sit there and flip flop back and forth between every position because he's managing his wrestler or wrestlers.
And then he can do his one big spot where he punches people as a manager, and that'd be great.
Yeah, perfect.
And he doesn't have. Yeah, it'd be great. I don't know. And it would be cool if he was like wearing like an old school pinstripe suit. I could get into that. I could get into Big Show managing Apollo Crews. That'd be fun.
Well, I think Apollo Crews would have to be healed then, right? If you want to
No,
get that
no.
punching thing.
No, it would just be if anybody tries to, like, they're friends, and if anybody tries to gang up on him, Big Show is able to help him out. But he's letting Cruz learn and do his thing. I think that's kind of what Cruz needs at this point is somebody, because he's green, man. He's still green. He's not a full package, complete player here yet. And it shows in that Sheamus and Cruz has just not been that compelling, So I think they need to throw a wrinkle into it going forward. As for now, I think Sheamus probably wins this in the first match.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Apollo has to get rid of that smile to be taken a little bit more seriously.
Well, I agree. I agree.
He is way too happy about everything.
Yeah, and it would be different if it wasn't just like the golly gee, I'm so happy to be here kind of smile. If it was more just like, yeah, I'm awesome, I know.
Yeah,
that would be a smile I can get behind. But
yeah, he's missing the cockiness.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be cocky. It just needs to be, I know I'm good. You don't have to tell me. I know I'm good at this. It's hard to take somebody who's 6'5", 250 pounds, and able to do backflips all over the ring as, just the, oh gosh, guys, I'm just so honored to be here. Like, fuck off. Like, fuck off. It's the exact same Roman Reigns thing. Fuck off. No one cares. Stop it. So, whatever. Again,
Condescending.
it is condescending. It's like, no, we see through that. We know. We know you're here to get a paycheck, and we know that's
hold on
fake.
a second. Can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely.
You sent the link to the Golden Truth shirt in the Twitter thing.
Yep.
You know what? Isn't that Step Brothers?
I think so. I kind of think so.
Tell me right now that Vince McMahon just watched Step Brothers last month.
I bet someone showed him. I don't think he even watched it. I think just someone showed him, and he's like, there we go, shirt. Because they did the Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt for Cena that got copywritten or threatened to be copywritten and sued. Copywritten is not the word.
No, I don't think that it's it's not just a shirt, but I think it's the whole booking of the both of them. Think about it. They hated each other. They love each other. It's just like Step Brothers.
You know what? That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they've tried to do the Rocky booking like 72 times, so...
That actually, it actually kind of makes sense to me now.
Well, okay. Okay.
Okay, we're getting away from that.
Okay. That leads us to the only female wrestling match on the show, which is a tag team match of Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch. Why is Charlotte versus Natalya still a thing? Haven't we proven that Charlotte wins every time when it matters because daddy/cheating/ whatever, moving on. Let's get a new challenger.
Because surprise Sasha Banks interference?
I would love that. That would be interesting. I don't think they're going to do anything interesting.
And I don't know why that would happen here.
Yeah, I don't know why Money in the Bank would be the place.
Set up the match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but the only issue is they're still trying to figure out the brand split. We don't know who's going to be where. It just seems a little... I don't know. I don't think this would... I could see it happening. I think it's a little weird to think that they would have that all planned out before they've planned out where people are even going, Does that make sense?
Yeah. Ruining it for me, whatever.
I'm sorry. Well, ruined plenty for me, so it's a fair trade.
Since everything on the line is on the line in this match, I'm going to go with Natalya and Becky.
Well, I think this was on SmackDown that this happened, but Charlotte and Dana Brooke had this conversation backstage after Charlotte lost a match until no, it was on Raw. I watched Raw this week. That's right. Where Charlotte lost a match to Paige in like 2 minutes, and Dana Brooke was not helping her cheat efficiently enough. So they had this coming to heart meeting backstage where it's like, look, you need to help me cheat more. And so I think that's kind of the story coming in, is that Dana Brooke's going to cheat a lot. They'll probably get disqualified, to be perfectly honest. That's my thought. What do y'all think?
I'm pretty much over this match.
Yeah, I'm ready for Natalya and Charlotte to not be a thing anymore.
We are just so positive about this show so far, guys.
Because the only two things, the only three things that really matter are coming up at the end.
4 things. But, well, I mean, debatably 3.
Well, depending
if you want to get rid of the Reigns Rollins match, yeah, I guess. But anyway, so the 6th match on the show, Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. Why?
I think Titus is finally going to get that push that he lost because he touched Vince at the wrong time.
Keenan and Kel style. Why?
And this beats the alternative, which I thought was going to happen, which was the Rusev reboot, just to feed him back to John Cena.
Well, don't get too far ahead of yourself. John Cena can lurk around anytime he wants to.
I'm thinking Titus is going to win here and get his little push.
I don't think he's going to get pushed.
I do. This feels that dumb decision that they're going to go with.
Rusev is going to win. I refuse to believe Titus O'Neil could possibly beat him on a Money in the Bank pay-per-view match where he's just not even been around. I refuse. No.
Well, I do have a reason why he could possibly win, even though I really don't want him to.
Please don't.
Isn't... Well, you know, I like to ruin things.
Yeah, you do.
I ruin... There's no Balor here, at least. So.
Shut the fuck up. No, not yet, at least.
So I was
so
going
loud.
through Twitter the other day, and I saw somebody say, "Isn't Sunday Father's Day?"
No. Stop. Quit it.
The Year Award.
Quit it.
WWE loves that promo.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Come on.
You suck. Russo's winning. Shut up. Moving on. New Day versus Club versus Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Cass, the Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. We're moving on. I said so. New Day is the champions. The Club, the Vaudevillains, and the Enzo and Cass are the challengers. What do y'all think about this one? We're finally doing a match that matters.
I can't wait for Titus to win.
Shut the fuck up, Zet. I'll punch you over the internet. I don't know how. I'll figure it out.
Turn my camera back on and punch.
I'll turn your camera back on, punch you in the face, and turn it back off. No one wants to see you bleed. Anyway, thoughts on this match?
Hello?
I actually don't...
Hi.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you
Late to the
there?
party. I'm here. Late to the
Hi.
party.
We fixed it.
Fixed
Kind of.
it.
What's up, buddy?
Hey. Sorry.
You're good.
Keep going. Keep going. I'll just jump in wherever you guys were.
Okay, we are talking New Day versus the Club versus Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Big Cass. We just started, so you're here for the only stuff that matters, which is awesome.
Lucky.
Perfect.
Thank God I missed the pre-show. I wish I would miss it Sunday, but that's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is D. Carter. Or not, yeah, D. Carter, my bad. I was about to say D. Marshall, and I was like, wait, that's a little
Whoa.
off. That'd be a little off. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the match, D?
Just bluntly, It's gonna be misery. Has to be misery. I don't see the club going over per se. I don't see New Day dropping the titles yet, but they're gonna do something where in a fatal four-way tag team match, they're gonna WWE.
Well, I think I have a very strong opinion on this one. I'll let y'all talk before I get my opinion out there.
What a shock.
Yeah, well, yeah, what a shock. And especially what a shock when it comes to a certain club that's talked about. But, yeah. What do you think, Zent?
Oh,
What do you think, Zent?
I think the club is going to run roughshod over this whole thing.
Think so?
Yeah. Even though there's 3 people in New Day and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. This is what the club is waiting for, that one moment to just truly wreck the roster in front of everybody in order to make them legitimate.
Well, if you didn't watch SmackDown this week, AJ Styles wrestled Xavier Woods and absolutely fucking crushed him. So, yeah. I'm in a similar boat here, and I've got some reasons to justify it. Drew, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that probably New Day. I'm actually thinking New Day might not win it this time.
I think that's the point of the Fatal 4-Way, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I'm thinking that something's going to happen where maybe Xavier is definitely going to be one of the 2 involved, because he'll be the one to take the pin, I think.
Yeah, or if not, probably Kofi.
Why do you think Kofi?
Because they're not gonna pin Big E, I don't think. Like Kofi's old and he's established and whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, Xavier's probably not in the match, so.
Let me throw something out there real quick. If anyone's going to get pinned, I'm betting it's Enzo Amore.
I'm betting it's either Enzo Amore or one of the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, I don't see the New Day themselves getting pinned at all.
No.
Yeah,
That's partly the point, yeah.
Going after it.
But what does that lead to later?
What does it lead to later?
Right.
Well, it depends on who pins whom. I think I'll explain my reasoning real quick here. I think there's absolutely no way that the club goes 0 for 2 in this card. I think somebody's winning, at least one, and I think the more likely of the 2 is probably the club in the tag team match. With that said, I think the Fatal 4-Way is brought in especially to keep New Day from taking a pin. If New Day were going to take a pin, it's probably either Kofi or Woods, but Woods is probably not in the match. If I had to put money, I'd say Aiden English or Enzo Amore is the one getting pinned. Big Cass is probably going to look like a monster. The club are going to look like monsters. New Day's going to do their thing and probably just be out of the ring when the pinfall happens. Yeah, I think club wins. I think club wins this one. I think they're going to go on a nice little run with these tag team belts too. Anybody else have to say anything on this one, or anything about what my little theory is here?
Just real quick, I see New Day retaining, but then the club just lays all 7 of the other competitors out and leave without the titles, but making a statement.
I think personally it's past time to make statements. I think it's time to start making an impact, if that makes sense. The statement stuff is over. Like, we get it, you're bad and all that. It's time to start making people fear you, and I think they need to do a little more than just, okay, we'll beat people up after we lose or something. I think
they have to be legitimized at this point.
Yeah, I think it's time to turn to, no, they're for real and they're going to be around for a long time, kind of thing. And I think this is where they beat up on Enzo Amore a bunch. They beat up on Kofi a bunch. I think it's, I'm not sure, but I think this may be a match where anybody can be tagged in. Is that right? So the club can tag in a vaudevillain or something?
Right, that's how I understand it.
I think that's how I understand it too. So I think they're gonna really try to play bully ball, if that makes sense. They're gonna try to keep it just in the club, just the two of them tagging in and just wrecking somebody.
Well, it would be nice if the club wins, just because it would be such a contrast from what we've seen in the tag division for at
Yeah,
least a year now with New Day.
yeah. It's been all babyface fun stuff, and they haven't had a real challenge in forever. And you notice the New Day is still like they've joked on everybody, and they're trying to joke on the club, and the club just doesn't care. Like they don't care. Like fine, joke on us. We'll take the belts. Nope. We
Oh,
don't
I
care.
loved the booking on Raw when they just walked out and said "shut up" to everybody.
Shut up. Yeah,
That was
that
great.
was great.
A few lines after that were not written as well,
Yeah,
but
well, welcome
I
to
actually
WWE.
said in my head,
Yeah,
I said, "Please come out and say shut up." Please
I
come
swear
out
to
and say,
God,
"Shut up."
that's where one of their people got in Vince's ear at the last second and said, "We need to plug the network or something," and he just says, "Fine, you there, say something about the network." And that's how it felt, you know.
So I hope that the club wins, but I have a weird feeling that the vaudevillains are going to sneak around and maybe get a win here.
I couldn't see that, man.
No, not at all. That's boo.
That would be the most upsetting of anything. Is the vaudevillains winning?
Well,
Yeah.
they like doing some upsetting things sometimes.
I don't like that. No, like if the vaudevillains got to win over the better heel stable in the club, come on, man.
Yeah, you just ruined it,
Man.
like real quick.
I mean,
Here's how the Vaudevillains win it. The club just runs roughshod over everybody, while one of the Vaudevillains just happens to get lucky and hits a dude in the ring, while the club's too busy wrecking somebody else. That's the only way it happens. Like,
yeah,
the Vaudevillains just aren't going to do it.
I guess so. I don't know. I guess the vaudevillains could like sneak in a win, but it would have to be in a special circumstance. It couldn't be just a, you know,
They'd
it'd have
have
to be
to
something
feel it. They
crazy.
wouldn't earn it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you got to go one of two ways with this match. You either got to go club wins or Enzo picks up an improbable win somehow, and the club just lose it and break everyone after the match. Like they got to do something with the club in this match to really progress them to the top of what they're doing in WWE. Because right now they're kind of just saying it's AJ Styles is the guy and the club is his buddies. They need to make it a full thing now. I don't know. Anyone else have anything else to say about this one? Nope.
Oh,
No.
$5 says Francesca 2 dies.
Would not be willing to bet you on that one.
Oh, come on.
Even though it's $5, I would not be willing to bet because that seems like it could happen. I bet they do a spot where Enzo teases like playing the trombone or something, and
Okay, real quick.
Xavier
that's
freaks
definitely
out,
gonna happen.
and Xavier freaks out, and then finally Gallows comes over and kicks him in the face, and it's like there, comedy over.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, that would work. That'd be fun. Anyway, we got 3 matches left. We got the Money in the Bank ladder match, the thing that the whole pay-per-view is about. It's Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Cesaro versus Jericho versus Ambrose versus Del Rio. First question, do we get a 7th surprise entrant? Does anyone think so?
I do. When they first started promoting it, there was 7 entrants. There was 7 entrants for the longest time. But then, like 2 weeks ago, they stopped mentioning them. Like, they wanted us to forget there was going to be a 7th one.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and if it was NXT, I would totally be all over this, but part of it is the WWE main roster is just defined by things being switched on the fly and just don't question it. So, who knows? You could be right, could be wrong. I don't know.
But it feels like there really should be a 7th person.
Yeah, there always is. So,
Someone who has nothing tied into anybody else. Someone who has their own particular mission that they're looking to accomplish.
yeah.
Because all these 6 competitors have tie-ins.
Yeah, I think that's true. Drew or D, do y'all think there is anybody that could be a 7th entrant?
There's somebody, but who? There's a name floating out there in particular, but
There's a name floating out there in particular. I haven't been looking at any rumors or spoilers. Not that I wouldn't have a preference for the final entrance or anything, but anyway, Drew, what you got?
Well, I want to hear who it is.
Seth Rollins, of course.
Who?
Seth Rollins. He's going to win it again.
Yeah.
He's going to get himself an extra shot.
Oh, that'd be insane. I would love that.
that I didn't know I wanted that, so I just heard that that would be, yes, please, can we do that?
I didn't know I wanted it until after I just heard myself.
Holy crap, would that be amazing?
That'd be great.
That would be
I'd like
insane.
that.
Well,
Oh
I
man,
would
and you could just see Seth Rollins walking down now, like just grinning with a suitcase in hand for the Reigns match, just like, don't worry about it, guys. 2 shots at this shit, we're good.
Oh,
We got it in the bag.
I'm the only one that actually thinks that's not a good idea.
Why?
Because no. Why? How does that make sense at all for him?
Because it's like the only thing that would actually make him a heel again.
Exactly.
Because he'd get it over Zayn and Rollins and Ambrose and Owens and be like, fuck you, don't care, my world title.
Yeah, but that's literally how you bury Money in the Bank to the ground, pretty much. Like,
How, though?
what is the point of Money in the Bank to do that?
To have a person get a free shot at the world title, which would not be changed in any way.
But he's not getting a free shot at the world title. We already had the world title match.
Yes,
Right.
but he's got a second one. That's the point. Is he's got a anytime he wants it. He doesn't have to use it that night. He can use it whenever.
Whenever he chooses.
Yeah.
God, no. I do
That's
not
all.
want that.
When Seth Rollins loses at Money in the Bank, he has the perfect excuse. Hey, I was taking it easy on you because I had this insurance.
Yeah, I was taking it easy because I can't afford to get hurt again. I'm still coming back from an injury, so yeah, I just took the pin and whatever. Like, it's
Look,
fine.
I'm just getting used to him being back on TV after muting him every time he was on TV.
Such
in
a
September,
slimy little
okay?
troll when he wants to be. It's so great. Here's the thing is Seth Rollins winning a second briefcase just out of the blue would be the most Seth Rollins thing ever. Like,
Oh my God, right?
Oh God, you fucking asshole! Hate you
It
so
won't
much.
take long before I start muting again in that case.
Well, they want you to essentially. I'm first off the decision to make Rollins a heel in the first place coming back from injury was just stupid, but yeah, that would be pretty sweet. That's not who I want, but that would still be pretty sweet.
I was thinking maybe seventh man would be Bray Wyatt.
That's
That'd be
right.
fun.
That's who I was bringing up earlier.
I think you only do it if he wins.
Oh, he would have to win. I mean, last year, and when Roman's winning, and everybody soured on that, and Bray interfered. They can't replay just another interference without him not giving a shit about anything and just climbing the ladder, grabbing the briefcase. I don't give a damn if I was in it or not, and leaving with the briefcase. If it's Bray, that's like the only. He can't just interfere again and start another feud.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know.
I think that's one of the big things that Bray Wyatt has needed for a long time too, is that he's lost so many feuds and had his message kind of watered down a lot. He needs something to get that legitimacy back, and for the first time being in the title hunt would be a big step towards doing that.
I don't know if you've seen the recent picture of him that came out.
Yeah, he looks like a frickin' brick wall. He looks awesome.
That kind of makes me think maybe they're going to start, maybe they've told him, you know what, all right, we're going to start using you the way that you should have been used this whole time.
I mean,
Why
I
else
always
would
try.
be a motivator for that?
I always try not to read too much into things with WWE because you just don't fucking know. But when you look at a guy who's that first off, for anybody who didn't see the picture, it was Bray Wyatt hanging out with somebody in a gym somewhere, and he was shirtless, and you just look at him, he's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like,
Brick house.
barrel-chested, yeah. So when you see a guy who's setting himself up for success like that, it usually tends to pay off, or it usually tends to at least it tends to point to you're going to be successful. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him in the match either.
And not only that,
I can't imagine him with a gold briefcase though. You know.
Why
Real
not?
quick, if Bray Wyatt interferes in this, if Bray Wyatt's involved in this, he's going to be interfered. That's his. He's going to have the family with him. They're just going to come in, destroy everybody, and then Bray very easily just pops up the ladder, takes the briefcase, and then there's anybody that's from him after that.
That's the way to do it.
That's how you do it, which tells you they won't.
Probably. Drew, what were you going to say? Sorry.
They haven't even been using the whole Wyatt family.
Yeah, they haven't.
Bray's been out.
Harper's been hurt, and what are they going to do with Rowan and Big Bad McKnucklefucker? What's his face? What's his name?
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's his name, Braun Strowman. Braun, because we needed a reminder how big he is. Like what are they going to do with Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman on their own? You know?
They've been doing house shows together.
Yeah, but they don't have to talk or they don't have to engage. They're just there. And
thank gosh.
Yeah, could you imagine those two on their own? That would be fun seeing them like travel in a car, though.
They'd have to
hell yeah.
That'd be fun. They need to do a road trip, WWE road trip, or whatever the hell they call it.
Ride along.
Ride along. That's it. I like my name better, road trip. Anyway, yeah, I like both those ideas. I think I like the Bray Wyatt one a little better, personally, for my own personal taste.
I like it a lot better.
Are we gonna do like for the actual 6 that we know are there? We're gonna make them.
We'll talk about that in just a second. I wanted, because we talked about Wyatt and we talked about Rollins from just rumors. I know personally I'd love to see Balor come in and win that, and then you got Styles with a win over Cena, Balor with the briefcase, Club with the titles. That'd be awesome, but that's not going to happen. So
It's good that I don't have to break that to you.
Yeah, I know. So let's talk about the actual 6 people that are in the match. Who would you hate to see win it the most? I know who it would be for me.
Oh God. Del
Rio. Awful. No, never. Please no.
Honestly,
God no.
I think the worst pick would be Sami Zayn.
I think it would be good because I feel like he could get taken advantage of with that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like maybe later on they do a briefcase match like they've done before.
Yeah, something like that where Kevin Owens comes up and takes it from him in a briefcase match. Like that would be very, very fun. It would just be good too if it was just like Sammy's like telling Reigns in advance or something like, I want to set this match up on Raw, so I want you to be ready. I want me to be ready. We'll go in. We'll do our best. It'll be awesome. And he's being too kind, so Kevin Owens knows exactly when to be ready and screw him out of his title, you know? Anything like that, and then Reigns says, well, you had your chance. I'm not going to give you another one. And I think there's a lot you could do there story-wise. So I don't think that's the worst decision. I don't think he should win it, but I don't think it's the worst idea.
Del Rio wouldn't be the worst idea if Sheamus won it last year.
Yeah.
Those back-to-back horrible decisions.
It would ruin the concept, wouldn't it? Like, just, oh, God. Get it. You're awful.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah?
The reason why Del Rio is not the worst option, he suddenly makes Roman Reigns a face.
It does make him the face. It definitely does make him the face if that happens.
And we're not cheering for him because we want him to. We're cheering for him because we have no other option.
Yeah. Which sounds exactly what
That's
WWE would want to put us in. Ugh.
Right, and that's the worst case scenario. That's not the worst case, but
I feel like it's the worst case because it just creates more dissent in the fan base. But
it gives the WWE what they want.
yeah, the problem is I can see them putting it on Del Rio for that exact reason. That's why I'm scared. But I don't think it happens. But we'll see.
So to get away from that evil idea,
Yeah.
let's talk about the guy who really should win it, Kevin Owens.
Yay!
Yes.
Let's do that.
Because that will be the best. I think that will make me probably jump out of my chair and go, woo! I'll be happy about
All right.
That'd be great, man.
Now, Jericho, does anybody feel like Jericho would win it?
Please God, no.
I feel like it would not be the worst idea. And I feel like it's one of the top 2 or 3 chances of happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you think about it, if he were to go away again, like on tour, say he wins Money in the Bank, right? So he got the briefcase, and then he decides to do a Fozzy thing again. Could you imagine, like, 6-7 months down the line, you're not even thinking about him? All of a sudden, it's like, let's say it's like Royal Rumble, and whoever's the champion at
And he
that
gets in
time.
the main event. I've talked myself into it. I want that to happen.
He cashes in the main event. He hasn't been in the company for like 7 months. You haven't seen him, heard of him, and then he's the champion.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were talking about this before we started the show. My thought on that, I think it would be even better if Jericho said, "I'm leaving X date. I'm cashing in before X date. You just don't know when." That would be another way to go about that.
Yeah, that'd be
Where he's leaving in 2 months, we got, count that down, we got 16 shows. Here we go. See what happens. That'd be fun.
something I thought of, you know.
Yeah, and it gives them just something some kind of reason to turn in, which I feel like they're missing lately. They just haven't really. They haven't had a complete show, and they haven't had enough to really tease, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
They focused on 1 or 2 storylines and let the rest kind of fester, and there's nothing to look forward to down the line except for call-ups, but they never happen. So you're just like, fuck.
Surely
I'm
that
watching.
So
Anyway,
I don't have anything else to say about this. I think
yeah.
Kevin Owens should win. That's all I care about.
I feel like Kevin Owens should win.
Kevin Owens.
I feel like the way they booked it going in is Kevin's kind of looked the weakest, so it feels like Kevin's going to win.
And that team, they teased Dean Ambrose too much, where it's almost like,
exactly. They're teasing Dean as the guy that's like, he's the best of them so far. Like, he's the best of the 6 in the match, so he should win.
Yeah, they were really trying to push that narrative during the Ambrose Asylum.
Yeah, like, I don't buy into anything you put in front of my face. Like, they think they're clever. They think they're clever.
It would be totally WWE though if they had Ambrose win, cash in tonight or cash in that night during the championship match, and just burn out the triple threat right away.
Yeah, and the thing for me is I just don't see them having Ambrose win the title from either Rollins or Reigns. I just don't see it happening.
No, like that's not the point now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that's the reason why I'm not eager to see it, is because I know it's just going to be Rollins or Reigns.
Right, but it makes sense in the WWE way to have Ambrose win, cash in the same night during the match, make it a triple threat, and burn out the triple threat immediately, and not make the money off of it.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be
WWE movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that.
That would be bad. They need to save it. I think what they're doing is they're trying to tease it, and they're going to do it at WrestleMania next year. They're just trying to start planting the seeds now. And even down at WrestleMania, they're still not going to have Ambrose win that match. So it's just me shrugging metaphorically, or via internet. It's just I'm not that excited for it.
Yeah.
Anyone else been just kind of underwhelmed by the Shield happenings lately?
I'm impartial to it. It's at this point, I like Roman,
Which you
but
shouldn't be, considering how good the Shield was, you know?
I know, but Roman still having the music and the attire.
It's like they'd never left.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. You can tell they've botched it, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly where. They've got the Reign storyline that's been bad. Having Rollins as a heel and some of the stuff he's done has been questionable. The Ambrose bookings has been questionable. But altogether, like, you can't pinpoint exactly what it is. It's just a collusion of fuckery that's made it not as fun, you know?
I can pinpoint it to one moment exactly. It was the first time that they had Roman Reigns do a live interview.
You gotta lean forward or something. I can't hear you.
Okay, the exact moment they ruined the Shield breakup and what it could have been was when Roman Reigns was injured and he did his first live satellite interview, and it was horrible.
The live via satellite thing?
Yeah, that was the moment that it just went completely off the rails. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose still had the fire, and they were telling a good story, but then you had this nonsense that didn't belong there with Roman. He should have just disappeared. So when he came back, it would have meant something.
Yeah, and I think also, like, they ruined... Ambrose Rollins was such a great feud for, like, so long, and then they ruined the payoff of it where Ambrose is saying, I'll never let you cash that briefcase in. And then he lets him cash the briefcase in. And it's just, I get, like, even on that WrestleMania show, Ambrose went through that ladder neck first, so it's like, oh, wow, he's out of it. But, like, we never got a follow-up. It was just, it happened, and then the story's over between them. Like, they've just ruined the storytelling between the three since they've broken apart, and it's just not as enticing as it could have been.
One of my pet peeves with WWE writing, creative, whatever you want to call them, is the forgotten storylines, the inconsistencies of stories that not everything. I mean, give them credit where credit is due, but damn it, things are sometimes just right there, and they just
let it go.
yeah,
Don't even touch it. I feel like a lot of it has to be blamed on Vince McMahon and the people closest to him, whomever they may be, because it feels like a lot of the snap decisions where you can tell something in the story doesn't follow, and you're not sure why it doesn't follow, and it seems to have been made hastily, and those decisions from any kind of backstage source says it's generally Vince making those decisions, and they just don't work well. I think their problem is they have a lot of soap opera writers and stuff too, and I don't know if soap opera writers are the people you want writing wrestling, which is fighting, you know?
That we had the Jericho Ambrose later, but not once did they go back to Survivor Series. And just a simple shoulder bump with Jericho leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
That simple thing could have, well, you left us, and they never mentioned it again.
I couldn't tell you, man. If I were them, I would personally go after like fiction writers, people who are experienced creating characters from scratch, because that's essentially what they're doing. They're creating a character, and it's literally a actual person's character. It's their own, like, for them to have and hold and to move forward with, and having a writer to help them develop their own character is what you should do. But I don't feel like the writers have enough control over the show. I think that's part of it too.
And I know we've talked about the Money in the Bank ladder match to an extent. Remind me, I think last year as well. When was Money in the Bank not the main event of Money in the Bank?
I had the same.
That's a good question.
2011. It wasn't. It was 2011. They had Cena, Punk. I could not tell you the other ones, and it just seems to make sense to me because Money in the Bank is essentially you're giving a person who's not currently in the main event scene a chance to get in the main event scene. So why would they be in the main event of a show? You know, before they
But
get the opportunity.
I look at it like a Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble always goes on last. You're getting the opportunity. I just
I totally agree with you. I think with shows like this, they should put the match that is the pay-per-view on last. But with Styles, come on, man, with Styles, Cena, and Rollins, Reigns, it's just
You know what though? I think with this
they haven't established the
pay-per-view-
precedent, so it's just like whatever.
With this
Yeah.
pay-per-view, it's actually different because the Money in the Bank can be involved in the main event.
That's a
Right.
very good point.
yeah, and I know I was just trying to remember when they started Money in the Bank not being, Money in the Bank started at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But when it started not being the headliner, if you will, of Money in the Bank.
I couldn't tell you. I think it's just been off and on.
What year?
There was
What
never
year
a
did
precedent
they-
for it or anything like that. It was just whatever.
What year did they start Money in the Bank as its own pay-per-view?
I could not tell you. Give me a second to look it up.
Oh.
But y'all keep talking. What do
I'm
y'all
going
think?
Kevin Owens.
You think Kevin Owens? Tell us why.
I want to. Damn it! Do I have to? A heel, a heel should. It comes with something to have it. That he can always. It's always there, and you guys brought up like Jericho winning and literally just leaving. Like it's always there to remind us. Anytime Kevin Owens can come out.
Yeah, and it makes much more sense on a credible heel like him than Sheamus last time.
Well,
Oh,
it also makes sense in that Kevin Owens is actually insecure enough to need the briefcase to feel like he actually belongs on that level.
Yeah.
Like the first thing
I
he
just-
did was go after John Cena, what he saw as the symbol of everything he had a problem with.
Yeah. So I can tell y'all when Money in the Bank first started. It was 2010. It was the first two winners were The Miz and Kane for Raw and SmackDown respectively. I can also tell you the main event of each of the pay-per-views. The first Money in the Bank 2010, the main event was Sheamus versus John Cena in a steel cage. So it was never like the precedent for the thing.
okay.
So
And then 2011 it was Cena Punk. In 2012 it was the Money in the Bank ladder match was the main event because Cena was in it. 2013 the ladder match was the main event again. It was Randy Orton versus Rob Van Dam versus Christian versus Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk versus Sheamus. And then they had the ladder match as the main event in 2014, and then 2015, 2016 it's not been. So it's been half and half, essentially.
was
Surely-
2015 the Rollins
Rollins
and
Ambrose. Ladder
when
match.
they did that stupid thing when they fell
Ladder
down
match
the
where
ladder?
Ambrose fell down with it and ended up wrestling it away, but yeah.
I was just about to bring up Shirley. I say Shirley, but are they really going to do that scenario with the briefcase
It better not.
or a brand split?
Oh, God. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Okay, I think he just found the worst option.
The worst option. Worst option would
Yeah.
be yeah. I feel like Kevin Owens is probably the winner. I could see Cesaro winning. I could see Jericho winning. I think anybody else it starts to get a little tougher to see. I'm worried about Del Rio because it's just enough of a likely chance that it scares me. But I just think of what Kevin Owens could do with it, and the fact that he's kind of been a little bit on the decline lately. Not in any meaningful way, not like he's just been irrelevant, but he's just, he's been in the mid card, not really doing too much to change the show except just being entertaining as hell. And
He's a
just
he's a
knowing he
prize
could
fighter.
rub that in Sami Zayn's face, he could rub it in Cesaro and Ambrose's face.
And this is the type of booking that they usually do for a Money in the Bank winner, right?
Yeah, what they do is they usually have him lose a lot, which Owens could completely justify. I've got my meal ticket. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have
He's
to.
a prize fighter.
Yeah, I don't have to put myself through this pain for these shots. Like, just having this briefcase gives me more money for my family. Like, I don't care. So your stupid little match that this crowd's so invested in, screw you. I'll take the pin here and just leave. I'm fine. Screw you. Like, there's a lot he could do with that, you know?
I visualize him in a backstage interview and him hugging the briefcase while he's doing the interview.
Oh, just like rocking.
Yes, like just just like it was a championship.
The only thing I'm worried about is them having him like open up the briefcase and have a cheeseburger in there or something.
Oh god.
Hey, oh
Why
my!
would you say that?
You're done. You're
I
done.
know. Sorry.
Log out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know them too well.
Talking to me.
I mean, they had fucking Rollins with a vibrator. Like, I mean, okay.
We have somebody here with something on his head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. You know,
We've been talking about this match for a while.
we really have. Any last thoughts? I don't think there's really too much. I think this is one of the matches we're just gonna have a lot of fun watching and begging Del Rio not to win. Sound about good?
Good.
Yep.
What you got, D?
I said I'm good.
Okay, cool. So we got 2 matches left. We got what I think is probably the match of the show is John Cena versus AJ Styles, with the club pretty much banned from ringside, I think, apparently, based on that contract. But who knows for real, you know?
Like that matters.
Yeah, but you know, like they could have him banned from ringside. Who knows? If they are, does that mean Styles loses?
You know what they could do? They could do the
They haven't
lights go
defined it
out.
enough. That's the problem.
They could do the lights go out thing that they used to do with the Shield.
And have him beat up, and then all of a sudden, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I would love that actually.
that'd be fun.
Oh, we never were there. We
I
didn't.
don't know what happened. I don't know what to talk about.
I want the club.
Styles
To come,
would look like such a dick for it, though.
I want the club to come out, and all 3 of them just beat down John Cena. They just take the loss. They don't even care. They just beat the crap out of him. That's all I want.
That would be great. There's a certain somebody who just flew back to America today that could show up.
Just how great would it be to see AJ Styles intentionally eat a loss to beat the crap out of the figurehead of the WWE for the last 10 years, but he's been off being the best wrestler in the world. That'd be so amazing to watch.
It'd be fun from a Smarks perspective, but WWE doesn't care what Smarks think. Not
Very, very
really.
true.
Not really. So,
I also hate John Cena's character.
I like John Cena. He's been fine. He's been good the last 2 years, honestly.
And by good, you mean torturing Rusev's totally acceptable?
No, not that, but I don't put that necessarily on.
Once
It was a
Rusev
good
thing
feud.
passed-
It was the same as the Wyatt thing. It was a good feud until they just. What the fuck, y'all?
Once the Rusev thing passed and the Open Challenge started, that's when he got rid of
Yeah, from the U.S. Open. Well, first off, I think the Wyatt and Rusev feuds for about 80% of it were great, and then that 80% happened, and you're just like, fucking WWE again. And I don't. That's just them. That's just how they book stuff. And I think Cena, as a guy who's made however much millions of dollars he's had, should probably morally stand up and say, probably ought to put this dude over if you're ever gonna whatever. But part of it is also that's not his job. So I can't fault him too much for that. I don't put the weight of that fault on him. The U.S. Open Challenge, great. Except for Del Rio winning, because why? And the stuff he's done so far, and since he's come back, it's been fantastic. So it's been the best part of the show. It's been the only thing that I actually look forward to on Raw. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing him getting beat up by the club too.
Well, it's not only that, but his interactions, the way he's trying to interact with Styles and saying, you're saying the crap that everyone else says. You're just like all of them. He's setting up a good story. And what they need to do is they need to pay it off the correct way.
But this
And
is one of
that's
the
the issue that's always the problem. But the point is he's setting up the right story. They're doing the story right so far.
But that's one of my biggest problems with John Cena's character.
So far. So far. Let's. Sorry, Vince.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just reiterating the so far the store. So far, it's been set up. It's just that Magic 8 Ball might be outlook looks bleak.
Those magic Cena whatevers. But that's the thing though is I don't think that's a character issue. I think that's just a booking issue.
Right, and that's one of my biggest problems with it. John Cena is allowed to interact with the crowd in a way other wrestlers aren't.
But do we know if they aren't, or is it that they just don't?
Okay, I have to go with aren't because there is no actual precedent for anyone really going at John Cena in the way John Cena can go at anybody else. Kevin Owens had some legit grievances as a father and a wrestler when he was talking to John Cena. AJ Styles had a legit point when it came to John Cena, talking about he traveled the world to be the best wrestler in the world. But he didn't go at John Cena and say, "You're just a product of Vince McMahon's culture."
And I would say part of that is.
And granted, there's some storytelling where you have to very carefully approach that.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It would have been the appropriate response to what John Cena was saying to AJ Styles.
I think you're right. The only issue with that is Cena is so established that he can pretty much get away with anything. I don't think this is like anybody saying Cena can get away with it and you can't. I think it's just Cena can get away with it because he knows he can get away with it. Other wrestlers can't because they don't know they can. And that seems to be part of the issue is you hear the people backstage say, we want people to step up. I don't know. There's enough ambiguity there where I'm not putting the blame on anybody. I will tell you the way I would approach it. If I were a wrestler and I were coming from the indies with Cena, I would say, look, Cena, there's either one or two ways you got to the place you did. Either number one, you just got lucky. You were in the right place at the right time for someone to see you, and now the reason you're winning is because you're riding a private bus everywhere and everybody else is cramped in a car eating food from a gas station. Like, that's how you keep your edge. Or number two, you got handpicked and you've just enjoyed the fruits of it without owning up to it, and then you're just off as you're way worse than everyone else if that's the case. So it's one of the two, and I feel like there's a lot they can do, and I just don't think people do it. I don't know what the reason is for it. I think part of it is because whoever's against Cena is supposed to be the bad guy, and they're supposed to be clearly in the wrong. So far, AJ Styles he's had his truth, but it's been skewed a little bit because he's the heel and he's in the wrong.
But see, that's what makes a great heel. They're not in the wrong. They're telling you the truth from a perspective you don't want to hear.
I would agree with that in some cases, but I think part of what makes a good heel is having an opinion that has some truth to it, but has been clearly corrupted by you being an awful person. Like, I can totally understand how when Kevin Owens says, I'm here to provide for my family, and I'm here for all this, and you've just been whatever. Like, yeah, there's the truth, but then you go to such extremes and you do certain things that don't necessarily match up with what you're saying, and it just shows you're an awful human being on top of that. I think that's a good heel as well. I think there's a lot of ways you can take that, and I think they're all pretty acceptable. It's just, it's however you're going to do it. What they're doing is compelling. What they're doing is a good heel character. It's rooted in truth. He has let his friends essentially corrupt him and turn him back to how he was in Japan. It's a good story. How they pay it off is the key.
I don't think that's been the story at all, though.
What do you think it's been?
I think at a particular point, they were intended to come back together, and knowing this ahead of time. There really didn't seem to be any true dissension between them.
Any true dissension between what, the club?
Yeah. Looking backwards over it?
I will say, you know what? I will say it kind of did now looking back, it did kind of look like it was planned all along. Like, I kind of get that feeling because you remember even between us, we were talking like how it didn't seem right. Like there was something off about it. You know, like that whole breakup when right after AJ lost to Reigns.
Well, here's what I want to say. It looks premeditated the last 2 weeks. The 2 weeks before, like, they turn on Cena, that looked premeditated. The storyline with Reigns did not. Where they're trying to get him to hit Reigns with a chair, and he drops the chair and says, "Guys, look, I really don't want to do that." And then he loses to Reigns. After he loses the Reigns, it looks premeditated. I think that's when it's like, the assumption is they got in his ear, and he finally said, "You know what, you're right." And they played people around WWE after that. But I think with the Reigns story, that was not premeditated. That was really like, AJ, are you fucking serious? Like, now you're going to be moral? Like, what the shit, dude? Like, I think that was real, or essentially real in the storyline.
Maybe he just wanted that particular test for real, like, on his own.
That's a very good point.
That has nothing to do with John Cena, the actual face of the company.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. You could break down WWE's booking. They leave so many places to lead you astray, and it's just crazy.
Because one of the fun things was all three of these wrestlers have been acknowledged as coming from outside the WWE, which is almost never happens.
Yeah.
People almost never get that credit. So acknowledging that those three have that background, there's just kind of an underlying situation. They have a particular problem with the WWE now that they're here. And that can easily manifest itself as going after the face of the company.
Yeah, it's just looking at AJ's story since he got in WWE. He gets in, he has this feud with Jericho. That's basically.
Every pay-per-view he's been in.
Which one was?
Has lost every pay-per-view he's been in.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that yet.
I was just saying snarky, not smarky.
Yeah, I understand.
You could have won it maybe easily.
Yeah, but what I think I'll explain here's what I'll explain it, and this is the way I view it, and you guys can tell me what you think. He came in as a babyface, wanting to prove himself in WWE, right? Where he's never been before, and this is supposed to be the mountaintop, and he's been billed as this great wrestler. So like he comes in, he's challenging Jericho, considered one of the best ever, and he wants to really show what he can do and do all this stuff, and he loses. So then he moves on even higher up the card to Roman Reigns, the current champion, and he wants to prove again that he belongs, and he loses. So then he turns heel. And I think the way the story should go is he can win as a heel, he couldn't win straight up. And it makes the story better because now you're winning but you're cheating, and it gives him some kind of moral dilemma later down the road because he wants to be good and he wants to win on his own, but whatever. Anyway, I think that all rides on him winning this first match with Cena, and I think what it should be, if I'm being honest, I think Cena style should be a one-off, and we see it again later down the road, but it should just be one match for now. What do y'all think?
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but that's what I think.
Well, why would you do it that way?
Why would I do it that way? Because the other way is just fucking rematch after rematch until SummerSlam where Cena gets over.
What's the next pay-per-view after this?
That's a good question.
Battleground.
Battleground?
Yeah.
So they would probably do some kind of stipulation, and the club would be there, and he'd beat the club and somehow pick up a win. If going through my head is AJ wins the first one, he'll sneak a win the second one, then he'll sneak a win the third one.
Battleground's the Sunday after. Nobody knows exactly when the brand split, the draft and all that, but
it's the 19th of July, I think.
That's the live SmackDown, and then the Battleground will be the 26th of July, I believe. I'm not Googling anything off the top of my head.
I think that's partly why it should be a one-off for now. I think you should have one match and then they get split up on different brands or something similar to that. Or you move on to Cena with friends versus the club or something like that, where it's not just a straight one-on-one match. I think that's where you either introduce Balor into it or you introduce somebody, you introduce something. Because it gives the New Day something to do, too, if they lose their titles. You know? Because if the clubs win the titles, well, of course they're going to focus on the club who've been beating them up and have beaten up Cena, and they've been connected recently. So that's 4-on-3. We need another guy for the club. Guess who?
That would make sense if they have somebody in the club pin someone in New Day.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense either way, I think, because they've stolen the titles, and New Day would get a rematch anyway as the former champions. But yeah,
it's
interesting.
Really hard.
It really is. It's so crazy because you hear all these reports that the WWE is very high on AJ Styles, but it's Cena. Are they gonna have Cena lose his first match coming back? Really? I don't know. Let's make some predictions. I think we've talked all around this thing.
I mean, if AJ wins, that's great, but then there's always the paranoia of Cena coming back and beating him. If Cena wins, then there's the paranoia that they didn't see as much in AJ as we thought they saw. So, and it's what they've done now. It's every Cena feud. That there's this really bad paranoia.
There is a clear stereotype to how Cena feuds go. It's Cena in a feud with a person in a best of 3 or a best of 4, and Cena is going to win the majority, and he's going to win the last one, and then it's going to be over and whatever. But,
that with every Cena feud, that the heel winning the first match is just like a short-lived high that you have, because Cena's going to swoop right back in and take the whole thing, you know.
Here's my personal prediction. I'm going to finally make a prediction on this. I think Cena wins by disqualification. I think the club comes down and they just beat the fuck out of him. I think first sign of Styles, danger for Styles, they just beat the shit out of him.
I fully support that.
I think either that happens or Balor comes out, and that's the interesting thing is if Balor comes out, what side's he on? Who knows? I think.
You know what though? Sorry to interrupt, but
go ahead.
If Balor were to come out, I would actually. Oh, I just thought about this now.
I know what I would do.
So okay, so this is what I would do. Okay, I would say AJ wins on Sunday. Cena wins the next one. Then you have, again, like I said, the paranoia that Cena's going to win again because that's what happened with Cena.
Yeah.
Balor comes in at SummerSlam, aids AJ, and that's his big debut to the main roster.
I could see it go if Balor were going to interfere in this match somehow. There's a couple ways it could go. It could go the way if they want to tell a story about Japan, Balor attacks Styles. If they want to tell the story another way, he's with the club. He attacks Cena. I could see one where he comes down and just attacks both of them, and just says, I hit Styles first, Cena, you don't like it, fine, I'll beat your shit out of you too. And then all of a sudden they both have someone else to focus on, and that's an interesting dynamic too. And it gives the club something to think about too, because you got Gallows and Anderson who are just like, oh shit, hey Finn, what's up, man? I don't know, it's interesting. Like I said, I'm sticking with Cena wins by DQ. What do y'all think?
I fully agree with that because I think the club's just going to wreck them.
I think that's the way it should go. I think the club should win the gold earlier in the night, and then I think they should just beat the shit out of Cena and say, "Who cares, man? We won gold. This wasn't about winning. This was about taking gold and beating the shit out of people. Like, who gives a shit about wins?"
I don't know. You know what, though? I think that doesn't really make sense with all of the promos that they've had.
That's how they did it in Japan, though. That's how they've always done it, is we don't care unless the gold's on the line, and then we're taking the gold, however we have to.
Yeah, but then why even... So the whole Cena thing is just nothing, then. So Anderson and Gallows get the tag team championship, and then okay, fuck Cena, who cares? That's
Pretty
what you're saying?
much. Pretty much. It's basically.
Attacking Cena is what legitimizes.
Yeah, it's we're attacking you because we can. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
What they want to overcome there.
It's interesting. What do you think, Drew? Who do you think wins?
I think probably AJ wins because of establishing, him as the big heel with the club. But, again, this is really hard to, like you said, you have
So difficult.
Cena losing his first match back. That's not normally a Vince McMahon thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is really difficult, but I'm going to go with AJ.
Okay. D, what do you think, man?
Probably has the potential match of the night for, like was first stated.
Absolutely.
I'll go. Damn.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yeah, because so much history now between the two, just how booking goes. I'll go AJ with this one, but I believe it was Briggs. Just a one-off. Like, don't draw this out all
That's how I would do it. I would do it as a one-off. Ideally, I would have Styles win. I don't think that's going to happen.
And not by DQ. There might be shenanigans, but just a straight 1, 2, 3, and then just let it be and go from there.
I think it would just be smarter as a business decision. Just here's your teaser, fucking match of the year caliber match, and then we'll let it rest for a little bit.
Right.
I think that's probably the way to do it. But
so what does Cena do after this, then?
What doesn't he do? He stays against AJ in the club if that's. Well, first off, he's got to know what roster he's on, because that changes booking plans. We got to know where titles are and all that shit. He could easily go back over for the United States Championship, do the U.S. Open Challenge. He could do the club thing. There's a lot of roles for him. I just think, it's. I just think it's smart. Just one for now. Just one match for now. We'll move on to something else.
Give us a match of the year candidate at people call them B pay-per-views, whatever. Give us that match now. Don't do it again in a few weeks later, and tease us for later down the road when stakes are higher, and just let it be, let it rest in Battleground. Cena, Rusev, whoever. Let them fight AJ and whoever. Let them just.
You know what I would love to see is I'd love to see God, we're going off a tangent again. I would love to see Owens win the briefcase. He's rubbing it in Sami Zayn's face. I'd love to see Cena slide back to Rusev, and I'd like to see a tag match between the two on some kind of random show where Cena and Zayn team up.
Battleground.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I just got an idea.
Okay.
AJ is the seventh man in a Money in the Bank match.
Okay.
So you basically just shit on Seth being there, but you're going to put AJ.
Oh, stop it. Seth is not going to be there.
I think we should move on to the final match of the show, which I don't care about.
Hey, buddy.
That's personal decision, but okay. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We all know how this ends, so. Yeah.
Good night, then. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first. I've already cried over this match. It hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah.
Seth, I think this is actually the beginning of his face turn. He needs to be knocked down and recognize where he is at the moment. He can actually rebuild himself and become that main event wrestler he can be.
That would be a good way to go. It would be probably the best thing I can think of after they turned him heel for no fucking reason after he came back from an injury. Whatever.
So they'll have to change his shirt to rebuild, redesign, reclaim, I guess.
Well, that's what he's already got is redesign, rebuild, reclaim. But, you know, it would give a cool meaning to his to it, and they'd give him a white shirt as he's babyface or some shit. I don't know.
I would like to see a double turn, actually.
That's what they should do. That'd be fun. I don't know if they
Roman Reigns do that.
just by kind of being arrogant and just see. You were the architect, huh? I don't know. It would just, I mean, just be who he's already been.
I mean, it really...
And just make it really affect Seth Rollins and be like hurting him emotionally, and
on
it'd be easy to turn people.
On the Rollins side of this feud, it actually would make sense because it's kind of like, you know, he comes back after all this time. He still thinks that everything's the same with the authority and whatnot. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know what? It's not the same here anymore. It's not the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing, you know, people cheering for me, you know, I kind of have that weigh on him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then having Roman do his arrogance.
I mean, I think that's the way you do it. If you look back at the double turn that probably worked the best ever was Bret Hart versus Steve Austin. Bret Hart really didn't change that much. He was just being more vicious, and it was really the turn was centered on Austin, and then by default, Hart becomes the heel because you're like, dude, seriously, quit it. I think it's the same thing here. Is you focus on Seth turning, and it makes Reigns look even worse by comparison.
You know what else? In order to like cement this double turn, you have Reigns really work on his knee that was injured.
Yeah, what I would do is I'd have like Reigns hurt the knee in the match, so like, or not Reigns, Rollins hurts the knee in the match, so Reigns spears the knee or something. Something brutal like that. Like, dude, quit it. That's like you're gonna injure him. Stop.
Right.
Like, I think that's probably the way to go, and then Rollins just keeps fighting, and after the match, Reigns just knocks him down or something. Doesn't. I think there's a lot that you can do.
Like, after Roman Reigns gets the win, after almost re-injuring the knee permanently, Seth gets back up, Roman Reigns comes down, Superman punches him again, just like practically out of nowhere for no reason. That's how
I mean, like, I feel like it would just be where Rollins gets up and he's just totally dejected and demoralized after just fighting forever, even though his knee's been messed up, and he put on a great match, and the music cuts off, and he holds out his hand for Reigns, and Reigns shakes it, turns around to walk away, and then Superman punches him.
It wouldn't even take that much, in my opinion.
Yeah, just like no respect for you. Just go away.
I mean, he's already going to be booed anyway. So.
Yeah, he's going to be booed. Like, the booing Roman is not the problem. It's making Rollins the babyface, which you've tried not to after doing shit. Like,
if they make it look like Rollins can't walk out of the, get off the mat, if they leave it kind of, or Stone Cold passed out. You brought up Bret Hart, Stone Cold.
I wouldn't do it too much like that, but it's like people want to cheer Rollins. They want to boo Reigns. If you do anything to make the turn, it's going to be successful because the crowd's going to go along with it.
Right.
So, whatever. I for my personal belief, I think Roman Reigns wins this. There's no chance of Rollins winning, which is shitty, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
That's partly why I don't care, is because I don't trust them to tell a good story with it, and I know the outcome.
Unless they do double turn.
Unless they do double turn, I will be crossing my fingers and toes and all that shit, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, even as a Roman Reigns fan, I'm still kind of like, I'm not really feeling this one.
That's what's shitty too, is because I've been feeling what Roman Reigns has been doing lately. Like, I think the writing for him is terrible, but I like the way he's trying to turn his character. I like it. Like, I can get behind him doing that, not necessarily as a fan and of him as a babyface, but I get it. I like this more than I like what you were doing before. Keep going.
Yeah, to
hopefully
clarify,
get better writers that are not Vince McMahon telling you lines to say, because we've seen how that works.
to clarify, I'm not a fan of him being a babyface. I'm a fan of his wrestling. So
Well,
I'm not a
that's the
fan of like
problem.
his babyface character.
Yeah,
I
that's the
would love
problem. Is
him.
I find his wrestling fine. I don't find it like just amazing. Uh, he's got like this diminishing returns effect. Like he did the jumping on the aprons, drop kick, and the Superman punch and the spear, and he does all of it really well. But he's been doing it all every match for 2 years. It doesn't excite me anymore. So you need more than that to make me really excited. And that's not necessarily like an issue because you're still a good wrestler. It's just I'm not going to really get the wrestling itself is not going to invest me that much, right? Does that make sense? And
Right.
so you have to have the character to get me invested in you. If I'm invested in the character, I will be invested in the wrestling because they go hand in hand.
That's when I finally started. I've seen a fan isn't like what I'm trying to say, but like where his moves started varying instead of with Reigns with the drive by, the spear,
Yeah.
like
But y'all know how y'all know the way like you watch a match when you're really invested is different than the way you watch a match when it's just whatever. Like
right.
I don't know how to describe it, but like you're into it and you're really really watching every detail, but not really criticizing it. When you're not into it, you're more critical and you see the silly stuff and you're like, I'm out of it. I'm not really like you don't have me. And I think that's kind of what I'm describing with it is I'll see Reigns do something like I'm not invested in the character, so I'll watch his match and I'm not really like wanting to be behind him. So I see him do something and he whips his head silly or something. I'm just like, that's weird. And then my concentration's broken. I'm not paying attention, you know. So it's that problem. And I'm not enraptured by the high spots he does anymore because he's been doing them every day for 2 years. Which is fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I think he's actually a really good seller, and what really pisses me off is when people compare him to Cena. I mean, you can compare him to Cena in
He's not Cena.
Of like the winning and whatever, but
The only thing similar between them is the way they want him to be Cena.
right, but you'll never point to me one time where at the end of any Reigns match he jumps up and is so enthralled that he won like Cena does.
Yeah.
And like he's not selling any part of the match that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
No time has Roman ever done that before.
He sells very well, even in wins. He looks like he fought a war to win.
Yeah, it's like his winning, even though people don't like it when he wins, it actually is like a picture-perfect way because you can see that he's putting everything on the line for...
I get that. My problem is it's predictable how he wins, even though that happens, and I'm not connected to the characters, so it just kind of...
The way that he won last time at Extreme Rules, that was not... You couldn't have predicted that.
I knew the spear was coming. I didn't know how, but I knew it was coming, and up there it was.
Yeah, but you know that's how he wins his matches. But
yes, but
Cena wins his matches by an AA. Rollins
right.
wins his matches by a pedigree. Owens wins his matches with the pop-up powerbomb. I mean, that happened.
What I have to give him credit for is, and discredit and credit at the same time, is the arm drape over AJ for the win. But damn it, if he didn't sell, like I said earlier, he went to war, and that was all he could muster up to try to get a pin. And
he does all that very well. I agree. The one thing that separates what he's doing from all the other people you named, except for Cena Drew, is that it's inevitable that he's going to win. I know there's no other outcome than he is going to win this match. With Kevin Owens and whomever, they may lose. They may never hit the pop-up powerbomb or whatever. And that's not in itself an issue because there's going to be the guy who wins more than he loses. Like, that's not the issue itself. The issue itself is I'm not connected to what you're doing as a whole, so I'm not invested in this match. I just find myself subconsciously like, here it comes, there it was, game over. Huh.
And I blame that on Vince McMahon.
Right, and that's the issue, and it's nothing really against the wrestler in any capacity. It's just I'm not quite feeling what you're doing, and that's the problem with this match is I'm not invested because I know like the storytelling is off. The storytelling was completely off, and now we're gonna get a match they're billing as a WrestleMania match that is on a match or it's on a card that really is just whatever, and we know the outcome.
Yeah, a quick side note, that irks me. So the WrestleMania, well, they're basically saying, WrestleMania sucked. Here's what,
Should have been.
right, even then, with the Cena Styles, with Rollins Reigns, they're basically throwing WrestleMania under the bus.
Well, because I think they even know that WrestleMania was absolutely shit.
Trash. But any fun predictions or anything about the show or just this match in general? I think we've kind of talked around this one a lot too. We probably ought to shut the hell up and get out of here.
We're at an hour and 10 minutes, by the way.
Are we? Only an hour and 10 minutes? Jesus Christ.
That's how bad this card really is. Like, it feels like we've talked forever.
Yeah, I guess it's just because we skipped by the other matches so quickly, because they don't deserve any.
Even skipping over those matches, like, talking about some of this stuff was just boring.
It's a chore. The problem with WWE right now is it feels like a chore. It doesn't feel like fun. It's not entertainment. There are only, like, 2 matches that really, really are investing. And then it's just like, well...
Thank God you guys didn't blame the new guy.
It's not you. No, you're fine.
I think
Apollo D's is going down this Sunday.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, that's a better promo than I hear sometimes from WWE. Like, now I'm invested on what's going on this Sunday.
Yeah, you leave Charlotte out of this. She's a good promo.
So, let me ask y'all, what are the matches that you guys are really the most invested in, the ones you really like feel the strongest someone should win?
Real quick, just because I'm crazy, Michael, I'll go Rollins. I know no chance in hell just to do it.
Okay.
I'll go Rollins.
Okay. I'll anything that makes it not a clean sweep is probably a good thing. So yeah, any thoughts in general about this show?
I'm good.
You know what? You know what the problem is with the show? I just realized it. There's only one. There's 2 titles being defended here.
Well, it's because the internet. Well, the problem is the women have just been stuck in a rut of Natalya, Charlotte since WrestleMania, and okay, I get it. Move the fuck on.
Oh no, well, there's the U.S. one also. I forgot.
Well, yeah, but it's Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, and the Miz is off filming his thing, so there's no Intercontinental Championship.
He just disappeared too. It's not like he even really left any kind of. He just was not there one day. It's just so. Like I'm not somebody who just hates on the product unnecessarily. Like, you get those guys on the internet who just hate the show, and it's like, well, why do you watch? I usually have a lot of fun with these shows. This one is, or just in WWE in general lately, I've got to be critical. I don't think they're putting their best foot forward. They're not trying to. I expect more for them. Let me put it this way: the matches I care the most about, ladder match, Styles Cena, tag team match, and then probably Golden Truth Breezango, because I want Breezango to win.
How dare you say John Cena? The matches you care about, you said John Cena, not AJ Styles.
Well, you said it because he's the guy that just always comes to mind.
Shame.
Anyway,
Right.
The only reason I care about Styles is because I want Balor to beat him, so whatever.
The only matchup I'm looking forward to, like, right now, is the Warriors versus Cleveland. And
I don't care about basketball.
I'm just saying,
Grizzlies are out. I don't care.
well, I know, but I think part of the reason this build-up has been so empty is because of the NBA Finals.
It very well could be. That's
The
true.
WWE has given up on the last two Monday Night Raws.
Which is just trash as a company. Don't you have pride?
You know what?
Don't you have any kind of credibility and just integrity to just want to put a good show out?
I don't even think that it's basketball. I think that it's because they're waiting for live SmackDown. I think that's what they're waiting for.
I think it's a lot of combination of things, and they're just saying, you know what, it doesn't matter because they're all going to turn in when the brand split happens, and that's just the most unhealthy. That's just the most unhealthy attitude to have for anything ever.
They're coasting until the brand split, and then everything will be live. There'll be no more rumors and spoilers, and that's when they'll start maybe doing some better stuff.
How about that Canadian Destroyer that Cesaro and Sami Zayn put on in Raw? On Raw. That's what that called, right? Canadian Destroyer?
I didn't even... I mean, I didn't... This was the first time I didn't watch Raw live for, like, over a year. So,
Do you feel like you missed
over
anything?
that.
Do you feel like you missed anything?
I really only saw a few segments. I didn't see the whole show. So I probably skipped over that.
The only thing I saw from Raw was Kevin Owens trying to get Del Rio to pick up the ladder match.
Del Rio's KO, like that's the first time that Del Rio's ever been entertaining. Ever.
Right.
It's because KO was there to antagonize him. It was great.
KO makes everything better.
He's so good. He's just unbelievable. That's partly what I would love to see is like I don't want this to necessarily happen, but I just would love to see the reaction KO has is where all of a sudden they're about to start the ladder match, and all of a sudden Demon Balor comes out and he's like, "Oh God damn it! I already fought you in a ladder match. This is awful." Like he would just be throwing a fit outside. He'd just sit down by the announcer's table, fold his arms, just pouting like, "Fuck this shit."
I just want to. I want to mention that all the tangents we've gone off of is you starting to talk about Finn Balor.
Yep, that's fine. That's the way the show should work.
Of course.
Yeah.
Get us the fuck out of here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, thanks for watching the show. If you're watching on YouTube, please, if you feel like we've deserved it, give us a like or give us a comment. Tell us how bad we are. Tell me how bad I am for just always obsessing about Finn Balor. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you'd like. We are also on Twitter at our own personal Twitter handles. I'll let everybody plug. But if you want to get in touch with smarkcity.net, you can reach us on Twitter at smarkcitynet. Drew, you want to plug your own Twitter?
At NicholasDrew91.
All right. Zit?
Don't worry, if you want to find me, I will find you first.
Okay. D, if you want people to follow you, now's the time.
Fireman6809.
All right, and I'm Alex Briggs. I'm the NXT writer, and I'm at _brigade. Thanks for watching the show, y'all. We'll see you later.